Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing video. It's March 10th, so happy Mario Day. Did you know Mario and Luigi appear to be fighting each other on the arcade machine in multiple Animal Crossing games? Or that the mushroom wand in New Horizons can in fact be customized to resemble the famous Super Mushroom? Well, now you do. And if you want to find out even more cool Animal Crossing facts surrounding Super Mario and celebrate Mario Day with me, be sure to stick around. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now I'm sure you know Alfonso the lazy alligator, and you may even know his catchphrase is "It's a me," which is of course a huge nod to the Super Mario franchise. But did you know Nintendo did him really dirty in Animal Crossing New Horizons, because prior to the Desert Island Getaway package, Alfonso's default shirt was always the Mario tee, sometimes called the Big Bro tee. He even wore it in the movie, but alas, once New Horizons launched, Alfonso lost his iconic look when his Mario tee was replaced with the simple parka. Yuck. Well, at least it was red, I suppose. Fortunately, there was some method to Nintendo's madness, because a few months into New Horizons, Nintendo went on to release the Super Mario update, adding a whole bunch of Mario-themed items to New Horizons, which are of course perfect for celebrating March 10th in true Super Mario style. Sadly, the Mario tee didn't return. But all is forgiven, because Nintendo did introduce the Mario Pipe item, which allows us to teleport all around the New Horizons island, as well as the floating block item, which can of course be used in a number of ways, including designing and making caves in New Horizons. If you want to celebrate March 10th and Mario Day in style, all of the Mario items can be obtained from the Nook Stop. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Moving on, Mario has of course featured one way or another in every Animal Crossing game, and some of the items and references are super cool, so be sure to stick around a little longer. That said, did you know the ironing board item in Animal Crossing New Leaf originally had a Mario pattern that, when customized with a little help from Cyrus, would have shown Mario draped over the ironing set? Sadly, the Mario pattern is actually an unused asset in the game's code, so it seems Nintendo decided to remove this sometime during development, as it's no longer an option. Something Nintendo did include though was the ability to make your Animal Crossing player huge in New Leaf simply by eating the famous Super Mushroom. During the mushroom season, if you're lucky enough to come across a famous mushroom and decide to eat it instead of sell it for 16,000 bells, you would supersize just like Super Mario. This was even accompanied by the Super Mario sound effect. Sadly, Animal Crossing players were only giants for a few seconds, but it's still a super fun fact, so once again, all is forgiven. Something Animal Crossing players may not forgive Nintendo for, however, is obtaining the Mario items in New Leaf, because you had to walk in real life quite far to get them. Yep, you heard that correct. Many of these Super Mario items in Animal Crossing New Leaf came as prizes for eating fortune cookies that were available to buy from the Nook stores. However, you couldn't simply buy them using bells, no. Each fortune cookie cost 2 play coins, and play coins were earned by walking around in real life with the Nintendo 3DS step counter tracking your steps. For every 100 steps registered on the step counter, you earned yourself a play coin. 200 steps later, and you might just win a Mario item from a fortune cookie. So if you wanted to obtain all of the Mario items in New Leaf, you needed to do a lot of walking. Animal Crossing City Folk. Moving on, Mario items also feature in Animal Crossing City Folk, and although were a little easier to obtain, were still much more difficult than simply ordering them from the Nook Stop like in New Horizons. In Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Wii, Super Mario items were exclusive to balloon presents, so required the player to shoot down balloons floating across the skies using the slingshot. But it wasn't that easy. Animal Crossing players needed to pursue the act of feng shui and the art of decorating rooms to increase wealth, luck and friendship. In short, the feng shui mechanic in all Animal Crossing games including New Horizons requires players to design rooms in such a way that specific themes or colour items are against a specific wall. Yellow items to the west, green items to the south and red items to the east. Doing this successfully will not only increase your happy home score for decorating, but also boost wealth, luck, and friendship in most cases. And you guessed it, it's this mechanic that unlocks the ability to obtain Super Mario items. So it should come as no surprise that when a number of red items are placed along the east wall in city folk homes, your chances of finding Super Mario items inside balloon presents is increased significantly. So back in the day, players who ignored or never discovered the art of feng shui would have probably never known Mario items existed in the game at all. Animal Crossing Wild World. Next up is Wild World, but stick around until the end for a bonus fact about Mario in Animal Crossing New Horizons that you definitely didn't know. Now, as we mentioned, the arcade machine in Animal Crossing features what appears to be Mario and Luigi battling it out, and Animal Crossing Wild World has the accolade for debuting this awesome Super Mario reference. That said, no one really knows why they're fighting, so definitely leave your theories in the comments. Anyway, given that Mario facts in Animal Crossing are weighted heavily towards the Super Mario items available in the games, it should come as no surprise that they are also available in Animal Crossing Wild World. However, not from Nook Stops or catalogs, not from fortune cookies, and not from balloon presents, but from DS cartridges? Yep, all of the Mario items in Wild World were actually DLC that Nintendo distributed over Wi-Fi randomly. However, many of them were only obtainable by heading to stores in real life like Toys R Us and probably GameStop. Here you could boot up Wild World and search for presents that, when arrived, would of course be a Mario themed item. And in case you ever wondered how stores did this, they used these cartridges that essentially uses local communication between consoles to send and receive Mario items. So sadly, for anyone playing Animal Crossing Wild World in 2025, or on a Nintendo Wii if that's your thing, the Mario items are no more, unless you have a DLC distribution cartridge. Interestingly, the Mario items do not appear in the catalogue in Wild World, even if you own them, which is an odd fact to say the least. So if you never happened to play Wild World at a Toys R Us store, you never would have known Mario items existed in Wild World. Why all the secrecy, Nintendo? Why? Animal Crossing. Next up, we have the original Animal Crossing and Mario crossover, because as you probably guessed, the original Animal Crossing game was the first Animal Crossing game to feature Mario. And you guessed it, there was a secret way to obtain Mario items in this game too. Don't worry, I won't waste time basically repeating myself, so I'll try to cover it in one sentence. If you obtained a secret code from a Nintendo website or Nintendo magazine, you could tell it to Tom Nook and get a free Mario item. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Anyway, I guess you could call the Mario items in Animal Crossing the first ever Animal Crossing DLC, which is a pretty cool Mario fact. But that's not the coolest Mario fact about Animal Crossing. In the original Animal Crossing, you could actually play both Mario and Super Mario Bros. NES games in full inside your Animal Crossing player's house. Animal Crossing features several NES consoles with built-in games that could be found around town, just like any other items. Some were prizes during raffles and minigames, some were rewards for treasure hunts, some were birthday presents, you get the idea. Anyway, these NES games could be placed in your home, again like any other item, but they could be interacted with and used to play the actual full game whilst chilling inside your Animal Crossing house. They were full-on emulators. Now, these two games were Mario and Super Mario Bros, which allowed you to play each game respectively. In the US, Mario on the NES was obtained through a letter after scanning the corresponding e-reader card, but Super Mario Bros wasn't available without cheats. In Japan, Mario wasn't available without cheats, but Super Mario Bros was distributed to Animal Crossing players who won various sweepstake prizes. Naturally, given how difficult these Mario games were to obtain in Animal Crossing, most players would never get the chance to play them, but they do exist, and you can play Mario games in Animal Crossing. Looping back around to Animal Crossing New Horizons now for a bonus Mario fact. Did you know you can place rugs under the floating blocks inside houses in New Horizons? As you know, rugs can be placed on the floor and items can be placed on top of them, but doing this with floating items such as the floating block give a whole new feel to rooms and the spaces around them, and allows players to make super cozy Super Mario themed nooks, especially if you use the Yoshi egg rug. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to post Mario in the comments just to let me know you did, and be sure to include if you want to see Mario items returned in the next Animal Crossing game. I'd love to know. Thank you so much to the patrons and channel members for supporting this content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.